Hello and welcome inside Carmichael Gymnasium. I am Logan Sims alongside Crystal Liu. Hey Crystal, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
Doing pretty good. We're out here for some exciting volleyball. The big pink volleyball match where this is game one of the semifinals. I believe there's supposed to be two going on right now. There's not one behind us. But the game that we are currently covering is between the MTV, the team on your right that is serving the ball first, and on the left is the WeRecU. What are you looking forward to tonight?
You know, I'm looking for some good body slams on the ball. Just some nice. We saw some previews before this, and I'm super excited to see more.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been out here watching the last few games. It's going to be interesting to make it interesting, but it's definitely fun. As you can see on the screen right now, you have two teammates holding up the ball, and the one teammate in the back, this is Trey Barbie, will serve. He'll just come flying through and slam the ball, and the game will start. And just to give everybody a little bit of background, bam, there goes Trey Barbie with the serve. Just a little bit of background. They play just one game, one 15-minute running clock. Every time the ball hits the ground, it's a point, and I believe anytime it hits the bars on each side of the net, it's a point. Like I said, I know most of these guys out here, especially on the yeah, you can get rid of that. Sorry about that, guys. I know most of the guys out here on the MTV team. The one that just hit the ball back is the big man, Austin Bashirs. Next to him is John Mark. Trey Barbie with the slam, gets it over the net. Then you have the ladies, Morgan, Raquel, and Spotica. On the other side of the net, the one with the bat was Dan Grockmel. Greg with the hit back. To his right is Matthew. And you got Brandon with the hit. Gets it way up there high. Back to Trey Barbie. Gets it over the net back to the lady on the WeRecU, Marissa. Now, just a little bit ago, the last game, in fact, I believe they got to about 8 minutes before a team actually scored a point. So this can be a relatively low-scoring game.
Or, as we've seen before, it could be a very high-scoring game with the right there.
Yeah, just like that. Like I mentioned earlier, if a team hits the ball and it hits the bar, just like Miss Raquel there, hit the ball, hit the bar, that's a point for the WeRecU. So 1-0 WeRecU. And
I believe he just kicked the ball.
I believe he did too. I guess that's a point if you kick the ball. I thought I saw someone do it earlier and it wasn't a change of point, but they just penalized Big John Mark there with the kick, and WeRecU will serve once again. Again, that's Dan Grockmel and Derek serving the ball. Brandon with the hit, and it's over. Morgan with the return. I feel lucky. I typically am horrible with names, but I know everybody on this on the MTV team, and then I know Dan Grockmel personally on the WeRecU, but other than that, I just remembered all their names, especially since we have no rosters. Oh, John Mark hits the ground hard. Now take me through that play. What just happened? Why did he just hit the ground so hard right there?
I'm pretty sure he was just trying to get back to the pink ball.
One
of the things about this pink ball is, like, even though it's very light, it's still super hard to hit because it rolls so easily.
It does. Yes, it does, and it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
And it floats up there, so it's not hard to read, but it's just tricky.
Yeah, and also it's you can't, like, they're trying to I think it's called spiking it down, and they just can't do that because a lot of them can't jump that high, and it's just such a big ball.
And you mentioned, getting up high. Obviously, you can see with the MTV, they have the size advantage by far in this match with Austin Bashirs and John Mark up there on the front line. Raquel's not quite as big as she returns the ball. Oh, there goes Austin Bashirs. Doesn't have much hops. He's a good friend of mine, so I can say that. I believe you heard me right there. And as we just eclipse the 12-minute mark of this match, 12 minutes left to go. You have a score of 2-0 in favor of WeRecU, the team on your left. As we said, the winner of this match goes to the championship immediately following the game.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, it looks so easy, but it's just, because the way the ball spins, it's just so easy to, like, hit it hard and it just not go anywhere. We've seen a lot of it in previous games where they'll hit it really hard and it just spins up and then just maybe land on the other team's side.
Yep. And they call it out in favor of the MTV squad that was off the hands of Derek. And that splits the score, bringing it back to 2-1 for MTV. John Mark with the spin around loop, serve, and it's up and over to the right side of the net. And we're back to action. Trey Barbie's all over the place. I swear it's one man versus the whole team. There we go. Spotica with a return. John Mark effortlessly puts it back over the net. Trey Barbie makes it look hard off the face of John. Trey Barbie's just all over the entire court. He's flying around. I swear this man's a, I don't know, an ostrich. Let's go with that.
Man, that return from, I don't know his name.
Brandon?
Brandon is it's just so strong.
Hey, you know, watching it, it looks so easy to hit that ball, but it's really not. So the fact that he's just launching it like that, bam, right there, right in the face of John Mark, it's incredible how much strength this little guy has.
Yeah. I mean, if you, like, watch the other players, they're all pushing it up because that's the only way they know how to get it over, but he's just launching it over.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen most of the day, if it gets, honestly, usually if it gets back to that second line, most teams earlier were pushing it straight up and allowing someone on the front line to actually get it over.
Exactly, yeah. Oh,
John Mark, excuse me, Trey Barbie with the big slam. Morgan gets in on the action.
A little, oh.
And that's 4 hits. Or did that hit the ground?
I think that was 4 hits.
That was 4 hits. So that's a point in the direction of WeRecU, and that gives them the 2-point advantage once again. There's Derek with the serve. Oh, that was an ace. Off the hands of Raquel. Trey Barbie dives under the ball and hits the ground. That's the shortest point I think I've seen today.
I think so too. I think it.
Once again, Brandon and Matthew hold up the ball as Derek serves. Good save there by Marissa.
Yeah.
And right now, MTV is just trying to find a point because, as we mentioned, that was nice. He got high flying.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, this can be a relatively low-scoring game. As WeRecU just scored another point, so that puts MTV in a 5-1 hole.
Because the ball's so big, it's easy to counter, but it is very difficult to score sometimes.
And, you know, it was really awesome. Bashir tries to get a big hit. It's really tricky to try to read the ball like it's going to hit the ground. I know that's how MTV has scored their lone point, was letting it hit the ground outside the box, but that ball is just so big, it's almost rare that it's actually not going to land inside the red box with how it floats.
Exactly.
John Mark with another big hit. You see how hard he's hitting that ball, and it's just like, I'm not going to go.
It's just like floating a little bit.
John Mark and Austin Bashir is fighting each other.
Hitting back and forth.
Dan versus the 2 big men. Marissa's there to back up Dan. Derek falls back, gets it up to his front line. Doug puts it over. Morgan back to Austin. He gets it over for the MTV, and WeRecU will go Doug.
That was close. That was close.
No, it was close. Derek to Marissa, and now we're back to Trey Barbie once again. Like I'm saying, this man's in the middle on the back line. He's everywhere. He is the Luke Kuechly of this attacking offense for the MTV squad. Look at him flying in there, and that might be out. Oh, it curves back left. Dan Grockmall there for the save. This is just Dan versus Trey, back and forth and back and forth. Spotica gets in on the action. Back to Dan, back to Trey, back to Dan. Does it get back to Trey? No. Raquel gets in on the action. Back to John Mark, and Trey gets it over. Derek gets in, gets it back to John Mark. Gets it over to WeRecU, and Matt will put it back over the net. Trey once more, and he misreads the ball. That could be dangerous, and Raquel gets it over. John Mark with the tip. Marissa gets in on it. Matthew wants to put it over the net for WeRecU, and it'll go to Morgan on the right side.
Oh, nice fight. Nice fight.
That was a nice fight. John Mark did not know what he was going up against there with Marissa, but I think he lost that one. I'm not going to lie.
I think so, too. I think so, too.
Raquel and Morgan. Lady Power taking it all back to John Mark. Gets it over. That's going to be close. Oh, Matthew's going to save it anyways. As we approach 6 minutes. Oh!
Very nice save. Very nice save.
That was a nice one, nice dive there. You know, save a point. You know, they're up 6-1, but you can't, or excuse me, 5-1, but you can't allow anything.
Mm-hmm.
Derek is a hard, high-flying player. With 5:45 left to go in the game, MTV's got to have to find some life.
Yeah. I have a couple friends that played before this, and they just said, like, after just like 5 minutes in, their arms were just so exhausted. It's just something that you have to constantly do.
I feel like it's a totally different game than actual volleyball.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
actual volleyball, there's a lot of setting.
Yeah.
You know, a couple spikes, but it doesn't take so much effort. But you just got to
Right.
get so much on it to hit it.
Exactly.
Like, look at that. Bam, he hits it.
Just like hits it, yep.
And that's point WeRecU.
Oh.
And that puts MTV down 6-1 with 5 minutes remaining in this match. It looks like WeRecU might be cruising to the championship. Insurmountable lead. Trey, back to Raquel, gets it over the net. Dan Grockmall's going to get on it, get over the net, and back to Trey, off the face of John Mark. And Spotica cannot get it over, so John Mark kicks it. That's the 4th hit, and that's going to be another point for WeRecU as they slaughter MTV 7-1 right now.
This is the 2nd time he's kicked it.
That is the 2nd time. But it was the 4th hit, so it really didn't matter in this point.
Yep.
As Derek puts the ball back over to start play once again. Austin Bashirs versus Dan Grockmall. Goes off the hands of Dan, out of bounds, but my man Brandon saves it. Lady Power, Raquel puts it over. John Mark with a big slap. Raquel back at it. She hits it, the kick, out of bounds, and that I tell you what, this game is running away from MTV. WeRecU is just slaughtering right now, 8-1. What's your take on this game so far?
You know, I'm all for the comeback kids, but I don't know if this is it.
I believe it would be a miracle at this point.
Yeah, especially at almost 3:30 on the clock. So.
And if you look at it, WeRecU's up 8-1 right now. MTV scored 1 long point, and if you remember way back to about 12 minutes when they scored, oh look at that! Oh, John Mark lifts Trey Barbie off the ground, but it's no good as it goes over his head. That would have been great.
That would have been. Perfect.
That would have been an automatic win for the MTV.
Yeah.
Who knows? But like I was saying, the long point right here for MTV is because of a mistake that
WeRecU, maybe.
Knocking it out of bounds. If it hadn't been for that, who knows? They would have kept going, and WeRecU might have still scored the next point. It could be 9-0 right now.
Well, I think one of the good points that WeRecU is doing is that they're not going all over the place.
I was just noticing that. Yep, they're staying really solid in their positioning. Dan Grockmall's been right there on the left corner the whole game. Marissa's holding down the middle. You got Brandon killing it. Derek killing it in the back along with Brandon and Matt. You got Greg just chilling up here in the long sleeves and the black pants. I mean, I think I've seen him touch the ball twice, but you know, here he goes. Boom, gets it over. Yep. He does what he needs to do to get it done. That might be MVP.
Yep. Oh man.
Spotica in on the action. Can Austin be sure to save it? What a save!
Unfortunately, not
good enough, and that's going to be another point to WeRecU as they go up 9-1 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this match. Derek sets it back to Trey, who will get it over to Marissa, and she'll set it back to Austin Bashirs, then John Mark. And what a move by John Mark, keeping it on their side. What a move. He's a big man. Look at him go. John Mark's killing it. He's holding down the middle. Oh, he misses it, but Morgan's there to save him. Back to Greg, back to Morgan, back to Marissa. Marissa gets it over. That's going to be Raquel's ball. Raquel back to Marissa. Marissa's going to get it over one more time. I think John Mark's on the ball. That's all the way back to Derek. He'll get it back to Austin Bashirs. Over to Derek one more time. Back over to Raquel. Will get it over the net for the MTV off of Marissa's hands. Back to Derek, who gets it to Dan Grockmall. Gets it over the net to Trey Barbie. Dan Grockmall. Marissa. Back to MTV side. Trey Barbie again with the play. John Mark gets it over. Oh, almost a close point, but Dan Grockmall says no as we approach 1 minute remaining in this game. The semifinal game between MTV and WeRecU.
And
Matt gets it over.
WeRecU is really wrecking them.
They are. That reminds me, I had a project last semester in a class, and we had to come up with a team name, and our team name was WeRec. So reminds me, good times. Actually, not good times, but still, Dan Grockmal gets it over with the behind or backward slap. Spadicka gets it off the net too. Raquel gets it back over. Derek will set it. Dan Grockmal with the flick gets it over. There's 40 seconds remaining in this match. This is a real barn burner, ladies and gentlemen.
That it is. That it is.
Trey Barbie out the front. He's just giving up all hope on keeping his position. He's up there with John Mark and Austin.
He's running around.
Can MTV find another point in the last 22 seconds? Dan Grockmal says, no, not right now. Raquel's going to try her best. Derek and Marissa both say no. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, nice. Brandon says, no, not today. It's going to be 9-1 unless there's another point in the last 10 seconds. Austin Bashir sets it. It's going to get over to Daniel. He says no. Austin tries one more time. Derek says no. Trey off the back of John Mark. He says no. And that is game, ladies and gentlemen. The final is 9-1 in favor of WeRecU defeating MTV. Ladies and gentlemen, next we have the championship game. What are you looking forward to out of this WeRecU? They look solid.
I think, you know what? At the very end, I saw that MTV was so much more tired than WeRecU, you know, because they're just running around. WeRecU has a solid foundation, which is super interesting. And I want to see the two best teams now play against each other.
We're about to see that. I'm actually going to step away for a second to find out what the other team is that's playing. And we will return momentarily with the championship match between WeRecU and to be determined.